Squirrel can spend 3 days designing the perfect logo for a business that doesn't exist yet. Squirrel can watch coding tutorials for 10 hours straight until his eyes water. Squirrel can buy 5 different domain names in a single night, convinced each one is $1 million idea. But ask Squirrel to sit down and write the actual code for just 30 minutes. Suddenly, Squirrel acts like he's running out of oxygen. Squirrel promises to finish the project this weekend. But 10 minutes later, he is already researching a completely different business model on YouTube. Here is the paradox. Squirrel is the hardest working animal in the forest. He is always digging, always running, always gathering. Yet, at the end of the winter, Squirrel is starving. He has 1,000 acorns, but he hasn't cracked open a single one. Why is that? Why do some animals finish what they start, while Squirrel just creates a graveyard of abandoned projects? And the big question is, can Squirrel learn to stop gathering and start eating? Part 1. The Novelty Spike. The answer starts with a trap inside Squirrel's brain. People think Squirrel is looking for success, but that's not quite right. Squirrel is looking for the feeling of success without the work of success. Starting a project feels amazing. It is pure potential. In Squirrel's mind, the project is already perfect. The app is already famous. The book is already a bestseller. This start releases a massive hit of dopamine. It is the shiny reflection on the acorn. Squirrel hasn't done any real work yet, but his brain applauds him just for having the idea. Part 2. The tutorial trap to understand why Squirrel gets stuck. Let's look at his behavior. Hoarding. In the wild, squirrels gather food for winter, but modern Squirrel gathers information. He watches a tutorial, then another, then reads a blog post. He feels productive. Squirrel says, "I am learning," but this is a lie. This is passive action. Gathering the information feels like doing the work, but it produces no result. It is like collecting 1,000 acorns and piling them up, but never taking a bite. The pile grows, but Squirrel's hunger remains. He is mentally obese with information, but starving for results. Part 3. The boredom barrier. Squirrel's brain has a fatal flaw. It hates the middle. The beginning of a project is exciting novelty. The end of a project is rewarding achievement. But the middle? The middle is the valley of death. The middle is fixing bugs. The middle is editing the video. The middle is boring. When the novelty wears off, the dopamine drops. Suddenly, the acorn looks dull. Squirrel's brain screams, "This is hard. This is not fun anymore. Look over there. That new acorn is shiny." Squirrel runs to the new idea, not because it is better, but because the new idea doesn't have a boring middle yet. It is still pure fantasy. Part 4. The idea diet. Squirrel decided he needs to change. He tries something radical, an idea diet. Picture this. Squirrel is used to chasing every butterfly he sees, but now he sets a rule. He is not allowed to touch a new acorn until he eats the one in his hand. This is painful. Squirrel sees a shiny new framework and wants to click, but he forces himself to stop. He realizes that shiny object syndrome is just fear in disguise. It is the fear that the current project isn't good enough, so he runs to a new one to feel safe again. The diet forces Squirrel to face the boredom, and a strange thing happens. When he stops running, the boredom turns into focus. Part 5. The good enough nut. Squirrel often quits because he is a perfectionist. If the acorn isn't perfect, he throws it away. But to cure his condition, Squirrel adopts a new mindset. Quantity leads to quality. Instead of trying to find the perfect acorn, Squirrel focuses on cracking open imperfect acorns. He learns that a finished C-grade project is worth more than an unfinished A-grade idea. An imperfect website that is live is better than a perfect website that lives only in his head. Part 6. 5 tricks to focus. Now that Squirrel understands the trap, he uses 5 tricks to keep his paws on the work. Number 1. The 2-day rule. When Squirrel gets $1 million idea, he is not allowed to act on it for 48 hours. Usually, the shine wears off and he realizes it was just a distraction. Number 2. Visual blinders. Squirrel closes the 50 tabs in his browser. He clears his desk. If he can't see the other shiny objects, he can't chase them. Out of sight, out of mind. Number 3. The stupid small step. Squirrel is scared of the big project, so he lies to his brain. He says, "I will not write the book. I will just write 1 sentence." 1 sentence is not scary. But once he writes one, he usually writes 2. Number 4. Public accountability. Squirrel tells his friends, "I will publish this video on Friday." Now, Squirrel is terrified of looking like a liar. The fear of social shame is stronger than the boredom of work. Number 5. Celebrate the crack. Squirrel usually waits for the big win to celebrate. Instead, he celebrates cracking the shell. Did he fix one bug? Reward. Did he write one page? Reward. He trains his brain to enjoy the process, not just the dream. Part 7. The choice at the end of the day. The forest is full of shiny things. There will always be a new framework, a new crypto coin, a new business trend. The squirrel who chases them all catches none. The squirrel understands now. The magic is not in the finding of the idea. The magic is in the finishing. The boredom he feels, that isn't a sign to stop. That is the price of admission for success. So, the next time Squirrel sees a shiny object in the distance, Squirrel takes a deep breath. He looks down at the dull, half-tone acorn in his hands, and he keeps chewing. The only question is, will Squirrel run again, or will he finish his meal? The squirrel says thanks. Like this video. Toss him a subscribe. It helps him focus.